What's happening, guys, and welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Just pretend it hasn't been 4 years, but if you're sweating division rivals, sweating on weekend league, conceding 15 or more goals, and you just want an overview of the best cheap, value, and meta cards, then hopefully this video is for you. If you want to support the channel, do drop a like and a subscribe so you don't miss any other content. And without further ado, let's head into it. The quick changes in FC26 is that there's authentic gameplay and competitive gameplay, and they are separated. Ultimate Team is the latter, where passing is easier, cleaner, and faster. The runs are lightning as well. It's so fast, I think it's easy to actually miscontrol the ball at times. Playstyles are incredibly noticeable at this stage of the game, especially early stage. Mid stats, but if you have like 7 relevant OP playstyles, I'm looking at you, Caicedo. Then you could be a very compelling option. For goalkeepers, I always go with glove. That increases the diving, handling, and positioning. Kicking is not very relevant in my opinion. I then look at height and reactions. For cheap, Vicario is 6'4" with footwork, links to Udogi and Van de Ven. Golden Glove winner sells as far reach, links to Doku, Ola Aina, and Murillo. Surprise package Pope is 6'6" with footwork, with English Prem strong links. I'd go for him actually for cheap. The value bunch is pretty awesome, man. I think links are your decider here. Martinez is 6'5" with rush out and footwork, both fantastic playstyles, especially for sweeper creeper. Cornerstone Pickford has footwork with long ball, far throw, 89 kicking, so if you park Gyokeres or Haaland up top. The 80 handling does seem a little bit mid though. Raya's cross claimer, I used him for quite a while for Arsenal links. I didn't really notice it that much. Notice it at corners, but I think because not many people play those hoofed ball kind of style either, ball playing keeper role double plus is nice though, and I do like how he feels on the ball if you want to press bait, but he's fine in that regard. Just really good for Arsenal links. Mamadashvili, I hope I didn't butcher his name, is like a voided up Nick Pope. What can I say, 6'6" with footwork, cross claimer, and Liverpool links like Kirkas, Salah. But then the goalkeeper pick of the entire FC26, in my opinion, is no longer Courtois. It's Donnarumma, man. I fall in love with him every time I play with him. That guy is pretty elite. Maybe the best goalkeeper in the game, no pun intended. Enrique, in real life, he wanted a ball-playing goalkeeper, so he was sold. But this guy is unreal in the game with the deflector playstyle plus. He parries the ball away with so much power. 6'5" with footwork, man. Jeez. So to round it up, you have Allister with rush out plus. If you know how to cut the angle of your center back's goalkeeper movement, he could be quite worth it. But my picks are Pope. I'm gonna pick Raya for low driven, even though I don't see cross claimer much, and of course Donnarumma, the GOAT, for expensive. For left backs, let's get speedy here. So you want pace and stamina. I keep my fullbacks on versatile or defend, and mostly always notices pace first before anything. So for cheap, Hado has quick step to catch up the lightning wingers, plus intercept for those crosses, and jockey when your opponent's Doku is doing those ballerina twirls. Looking at you, Claudia Pena. A great shout for future Evos. I then go with Udogi personally. I've been playing with him for a long time, with Robinson as well. He plays like a budgety Balde from Barcelona, very strong and fast, which is the most important for this role. Athleticism, he has quick step, links to Van de Ven, very important for this. Also strong links to Donnarumma. He's my left back for a long time. Been using the fullback force Evo on him. Incredibly physical and reliable in speed. Robinson's cool as well, has great stats with jockey, intercept, and relentless. Kirkas is perfect, his height is 5'11", high 80s pace, and good defensive awareness with high stamina. Pick him up, and Hincapie is pretty cheap now, I have to add. And for a fullback with role plus, very defensively responsible. Arsenal have just incredible centre-backs at fullbacks basically, which seems to be the meta in real life. Remember back to when Pep Izzo was always talking about how Saka changed the way he saw fullbacks. Now fullbacks in the 2020s, as far as football is concerned, need to be tall, powerful, very strong defenders. I'm sorry, Zinchenko. So I'll pick Niam Charles from the season pass. I need those links to Reiten, James Gurma. I wish he had more pace, but the goal has anticipate an aerial fortress. Super strong passing stats as well, and high defending, and links to a very special centre back, the one that I just mentioned that I'll go into a little bit deeper detail over in a bit. For women's player in this video, the agenda is that if those positions are severely lacking, I will fill them up, because those players are what people actually use in a meta, because they do provide those Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United and City links sometimes. I hope I'm not missing any other club out. Katie McCabe, a cool shout out here as well. Lower on the pace, but she has 93 defensive awareness and she has bruiser. So Cucurella has actually risen from 50k to 70k in a week. At this stage in the game, you don't really get much 90 plus defensive awareness, tackling and interceptions with a shadow at this stage. This guy literally has base icon level stats here, or at least hero stats, you know. I go Udogi, Hincapie and Cucurella for this. Calafiori, very interesting player over here, but I do feel that he's a little bit more I don't know, man. He's neither here nor there. He doesn't really have the defensive playstyles for center back, but I guess with future evos, with future role plus evos as well, he could be a pretty compelling option. And for left back, pretty much a chaos creator, but I wish that pace was just a little bit better. For Arsenal fans, I do think he is more than fine, so pretty much a renegade in that front. I don't think you can get away with playing the inverted fullback in the build-up that the game allows you to play with, unless you really don't give a crap about winning in this game. But I just go for Cucurella at the stage. On to the next one with right backs. I swear to God that they're going to release a right back soon, right? Because what is this Haram selection, man? Like, these right backs, you don't have too much to choose from, man. You can't be picky. For cheap, I'd really just go with any right back that kind of fits your chem style, your chem over here. So Gusto, Diogo Dallo, Matheus Nunes, just whichever has better links. Gusto has jockey, block, French Prem links, but pretty low on the defense. So these starter left backs, right backs, I really recommend putting them in some evos. For value, Cardio Glue looks a little bit average, whereas Quick Step, Relentless Jockey, I think they nerfed his pace in this FIFA. Why, man? He does have 89 agility too, so he links to the Goat Mitoma, so why not, right? So I used Carpenter for quite a while. I'm planning to only replace her when I get Squad Foundation's Charles, who's MBI footed. Yes, I didn't have too much time to complete the season objectives yet. Riviera is the season pick between her and Charles. I'll still go for her. I don't think there's that many meta Man United players. I could be wrong, but for now, that's certainly not the case. Lucy Bronze is a little bit like Cucurella that I mentioned before, just 90s all over defending. She is probably one of the best right backs in the game with that jockey. Reminds me of Jules Koundé. Frimpong on paper looks great, but the man has 74 defensive awareness and you just change them opposite, and it's 47 strength, which is a trade-off as well. I wouldn't even call him like the new Kyle Walker, because that defensive capabilities is a little bit of steps behind. He's a little bit more like a right wing back in my opinion. You know, the issue is that he's really a lot more attacking than last defender, and in this game right now, your fullbacks need to be defensively solid, man. You can use him while knowing his limitations. Still a little bit of a meta-ish pick as well. For right backs, it's whatever. For cheap links, Riviera for value, or Carpenter, and Lucy Bronze because that's sweet jockey plus. Last minute, I rewrote this center back option. I used to think it was full-on recovery pace. Lacroix, Hincapie, Van de Ven, but now I fully believe you need the second meta, which is even more important this year. Good agility, balance, and soft jockey, with jockey plus the absolute king. There's a reason why Koundé is on a different level as I mentioned this year. You'll be able to pocket your Claudia Piñas, fidget spinners, Beyblades, whatever, man. But to do that, you need the spinny center backs as well, the dancey center backs, and that's high agility, high balance, and at least soft jockey. If you don't believe me, go and use Gurma, man. Just thank me later. This card shocked me. She's extremely receptive in the tackle, super aggressive, is able to mimic the quick turns of the attacker, so it's harder for them to find an angle to shoot. Very reliable when you're playing in those upper divisions. Thirdly, it's block, and if I have space, I'll put Vicario over there for that block plus. But with a jockey center back, you still need like Jurgen Klopp's Dortmund. It is a heavy metal, arcadey style of game again, so you do need that something else. And beyond intense and disciplined defending, you need the right tools, as Zlatan would call it. You need some Ferraris in your backline, not just Fiats. If you don't know how to defend, the highest pace centre backs are the most effective, and I can't stress this enough. Genuinely, it does not matter. Yes, your Lacroix is going to run back a little too fast like Van Dijk for that Caicedo goal because of his defensive awareness a couple of weeks back when he was just playing like, I don't know man, like he wasn't even anticipating, he was just backing up too much. But as long as you don't control your two centre backs, you should be able to make small mistakes here and there and then readjust. Just don't make your tackles, man. Unless you have a really good chance of winning the ball. You should be able to defend against anyone with Van de Ven, except Gyokeres if he bodies you with that enforcer playstyle, but that's still most of the centre backs. Lacroix, I put 2 rising guard evils on him. I think he's better than Saliba, you know, who is like 10 times the price. I'm not BSing, although Saliba has that anticipate plus. Other than this over here, Murillo I think is great, Vicario was great. Had them both here until I replaced them with Ruben Moore. Hincapie is pretty fantastic. He should be the second best centre back in the Prem, as Lacroix's defensive awareness intensity sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired. But Van de Ven, like Expressions puts it, he's Barry Allen, man. He's the Flash. Shadow on him is very broken, genuinely. I think he's better than Van Dijk, man. For most players, 95 pace on Shadow is something you cannot find on any other centre back. It's too powerful when you know how to position defenders. It's so clear. I put a relentless Evo on him, and it feels kind of unfair to be honest. However, it's really multi-dimensional, this FC. Like I mentioned, Saliba's Anticipate Plus, it's world changing as well. It's just his pace, man. There's nothing that really feels like it with the Anticipate Plus. But until there's a patch for speed, that 77 pace can seem like a slight weakness, and that's why Yoro is a solid pick. He has soft anticipate, jockey, and block. But beyond Saliba, he has better agility and balance, so I think a better jockey transition speed. He's also 6'3", and I think he might actually rise a bit, you know, because French links, Man United links, Prem links, also one of the only viable centre backs at this stage. Ratings, reload Calafiori, like I mentioned earlier, a bit more of a fullback at times. And now in Pricey, we have Millie Bright and Van Dijk, the 2 intercept plus. I think they're both interesting picks, man, especially Millie Bright. I think they both thrive in slower gameplay, but at this stage of the game, this arcadey, fast battling style, I don't think they're the most suitable for most players right now, in my opinion. As a pretty decent / average kind of player, I wouldn't really use them as well as someone who's like in Division 4. Hell, I'll even pick Hado even for centre back if I had to. My top 3 are Yoro, Van de Ven, Germa. For expensive, I even just picked those 3 before Bright and Van Dijk. For me, I don't really know how to use those 2 to the best of my ability. I really find Konate quite slow at times. So the game, honestly, it's too fast, man. It's too fast. You need your really pacey centre backs. Moving on from there, we have Rice, Baby in the centre defensive mid option with Endo and Tonali, the box to box kind of player with Cuthbert. Cuthbert is very interesting with that ping pass. I think she's really cheap and really effective for like 50k kind of squads. For cheap though, I honestly just pick on links. I think Tonali and Cuthbert can just get the job done. Cuthbert links to Lauren James, Reiten, Lucy Bronze. For value, I've been really enjoying Caicedo's goal card, like I mentioned. Just the playstyles, man, are just so relevant. Tiki Taka, ping pass, anticipate, intercept, press proven, and relentless. You're not missing any terrible playstyle. Even a slight tackle plus, you can make a bit of an argument there when you're playing a bit of pressing and laying traps over there. The shooting's a bit off at 57 finishing, but on box pressure, this man has scored quite a bit of goals for me, so what do I know, right? All-rounder Gravenberch is plummeted in price. Perfect links to Van Dijk and links to Van de Ven as well. Good shooting, dribbling, high physicality. I wish he had passing playstyles, and that's why I always recommend Gold Caicedo for value. That's just what separates Caicedo from the rest, really. Yates is an interesting shout, his long ball, intercept English links, Forest links. But I do think Rodri is still such an ideal center defensive mid. A shame about the 65 plus pace differential. I think at this stage you don't recognize it for the first few weeks, but I think as you go on to the second one and third month, unless you really know what you're doing, I wouldn't super recommend him. However, that tiki-taka playstyle plus, I have to stress, is extremely fun and purposeful in the center defensive mid. I think Stiller has it as well, although he's also really slow. You can try him, however, he's really just fodder. Doubles as fodder, as I mean. And Caicedo's Team of the Week and Gravenberch, they're just the formers, but a little roided up. It depends for cheap, but I'll go for Caicedo and Gravenberch goal. Maybe I'll just go for Curvebread. I think that ping pass is really excellent, especially as an defensive mid, because you're not trying to pass into space over there, you're trying to pass to your playmakers, box-to-box, wingers, fullbacks, and that 1 second increase in speed with that ping pass, very helpful. For CMs, if you want box-to-box type of energy, strong passing in the final third, good defensive awareness, those are the kind of attributes you would want unless you're looking for a playmaker type. So right off the bat, you have Budget Sawa in Hasegawa, very agile, has tiki-taka with 93 passing on the basic, just a great all-rounder except for aerial presence. Odegaard's incisive is slightly broken, and I do rate it over ping pass over here. For value, you cannot beat Mariona though. That relentless mean stamina doesn't affect her accuracy of pass and tracking back. I think she's a steal of the center mid. She's like a Pedri, plus Bonmati, Putella's kind of hybrid. I think she's only at this price because she isn't as well marketed as, not many people know of her as like Bonmati and Putella's. Definitely one of the more interesting and probably the best cards of the Prem or Barclays Women's Super League. She has also Playmaker plus, 89 finishing on the basic, 92 passing, similar dribble, almost 80s defending. You can use her in box crasher or as center mid kind of role. Great links to Arsenal players too. She also has first touch, man, very underrated in tight spaces. Tiki-taka, incisive long ball. I'm telling you, she's one of the best, man. With Trivelas for inventive. She just likes the ping in my opinion, but the relentless plus means second press goes hard, man. Box Crusher plus, really a novelty at this stage. For Kim Little's cornerstone card, she's quite OP with that low 90s dribbling and 90s passing. If you can pair her with Mariona, which is my midfield at the moment, you'll have a lot of joy, man. A lot of joy. For aggression, you have Bruno plus Season Objective Minu, who's again a very compelling card. Remember I mentioned with that ping pass? I think, and that CDM option, definitely a really cool card to have, especially the 95 balance, man. That can be very important in that when you're jockeying and defending your back line, something that's really cool. And then we have the Frankie de Jong of the Premier League, which is Rodri but faster. Don't mind the 87 passing. All tiki-taka playstyles tend to override it. Then the special cards is just a luxury option. I'll go Hasegawa for box-to-box, Odegaard for that broken incisive, Little and Mariona for best value center mids, and Reijnders or any other tiki-taka plus midfielder really quite worth a shot like De Jong. Moving on from there, for Premier League chems, sorry for the 1 to 12k below over there. They do come at quite an expense, so Simmons is the best cheap one. If you're really just new to the game, just get him. Palmer and Bruno are also fantastic, especially with the progressive passing. Bruno is especially amazing. I think for the attacking mid portion, pace is not a giant option because you're making late runs into the box anyways. Wirtz is like Odegaard but with good shooting and no 2-star weak foot. So he's really the quintessential cam in that regard. On the game, this guy is the meta playmaker center attacking mid plus. The incisive pass, as I mentioned, is very meta at the moment. In real life, he seems to be underperforming, but I still think his decision making is quite interesting, you know. Very slick, especially for that pass to Chiesa for that goal with, I think, Gakpo or Gravenberch. I think it'll come good, man. I think Liverpool just have structural issues, defensive ones from the press in the front, but I don't think it's his fault, honestly. Shabojlai special card with dead ball. Please stop giving me those war flashbacks to the Arsenal game at Anfield. But I think if you know how to take free kicks, the same thing as What Prowse, they're a meta skill that I can get behind over Green Time Trivelas. Very annoying for those. Beyond that, Dominic does have incredible stats at times. That box-to-box role is just so useful in that LCM role in the 4-1-4-1-2 with a playmaker at RCM. Very good top marks. Eze is just a fun card with Trivela and Inventive. I wish he had passing playstyles though. Look at that lot pass to Martinelli for the equalizer. Then you have Palmer and Bruno that now make the goal cards look so worth it. Although for Bruno he gets +8 pace, which is significant. I wish he did have a passing playstyle plus instead of relentless, however, so he looks a little bit more like a box-to-box playmaker at this stage. I didn't put Florian's special card in here. I didn't think it really made much sense at 600k and it's like +1s. I'm a little confused for that. I go Simmons for cheap, goal Wirtz for meta or Szoboszlai. Pricey, I wouldn't really look at it. Pricey, I just go for goal Wirtz again. Moving on from there, for left wing, it's about dribbling, crossing, passing, and pace. At this point, there are not too many meta cards yet, or you could maybe just use Oscar Bobb's special card here. I'll do the Joe Cole Hero SBC. Trossard's a good finisher. I didn't really include him here at the end. Mitoma's a silky dribbler with quick step. Gordon is Gordon. Martinelli's downgrade is tragic, but 90 pace and quick step. Very, very good starter. Left mid, Baltimore seems like a very good winger. On the flanks, her incisive and whip pass is going to cook and feed families. We have Gakpo as well, and Jeremy Doku. I think Lauren Ham, in spite of a 70 composure, she really has everything going for her, man. The very high pace, but unlike Doku, that strong passing as well, which is really important for those cutbacks and crosses. I keep a lookout, however, for those low-rated cards, meta cards like Doku. I think they can be really, really interesting endgame evos in the next 3-4 months. Not endgame, but maybe significant left wingers that you don't have to abandon too quickly. What just came out was Jack Grealish that I included. I always like Jack Grealish in FIFAs. That press proven plus that body type. Silky dribbling, man. But for most people from meta, I'd go for Reiten with that inside forward plus and that rapid, man. She's just so meta in my opinion. You will see later how much I rate her. Just really good shooting, passing, dribbling, strong pace with a hunter. I think she has a short and lean body type as well, so average and short, so very easy to dribble. Super easy to dribble with. Moving on from here, I would just pick Mitoma, to be honest. Mitoma, Hemp, Doku, as well as Reiten for most players. Moving on from there, same for the left mids, left wingers. Same pace, runs, crossing, passing, and dribbling here. Shout out Yankuba Minte with a quick step. And Mbeumo is so good for the value he brings. He's just that 2-star weak foot. And I think he can just run rings around your opponent, man. That inventive playstyle should counter the weak foot, I think, because it's like a 2.5-star kind of weak foot. Lauren James I use quite a lot at the start, but I do feel that she gets a bit bulky on the turn. Not a fan of that. Foden is a very cool, smooth operator. The best dribbling stats and body type. I hope he really regains his form. His body type in game is something else because it's custom. Take note, him, Vinicius Jr. If they get special cards, really good to look at because the animation that they do is just spectacular, man. Saka may not be very fast, but their whip pass plus, if you know how to abuse it, train it well, you can really do some damage to strikers like Victor Gyokeres. Backpost hitters against shorter fullbacks, they work really well. Gyokeres, like I said, has dunked on me many times. Their whip pass trajectory in real life, it basically means the angles away from the keeper. So if you know how to use it, I feel like it's more meta than some finesse. Semenyo's a fun physical winger, a 5-star weak foot, causes chaos with him. Oscar Bobb, surprisingly this good and cheap, tiki-taka too, and can play both flanks. With Chloe Kelly as well, who is just a little bit of a clone to, I think, Lauren Hemp, as I just mentioned. Finally, we have Noneri and Salah. Salah's Team of the Week card, I'm not going to talk about it in this video. Noneri is the most balanced out of everybody right here, other than Oscar Bobb. A must-have in my opinion. Rapid, quick step, Arsenal links, English links, Premier League links. Like I mentioned, rapid, quick step, ping pass, and technical. Very high consistent stats everywhere. Salah's the best player in the game probably. As an Arsenal fan, I really hope he doesn't regain his form. But the most well-deserved rating, and I really feel that EA have rated him really fairly here because the Premier League is definitely the hardest league when you look at a game-by-game kind of basis, even the smaller teams, and Salah has just destroyed the league, man, past season. In this game, however, 97 finishing with finesse plus with 100, that left foot feeds families, man. Also 94 reactions. If I'm not right, reactions is about 10 to 15% of how the finishing is coded in the game, so I'm very sure of that left foot. Salah is going to be one of the most consistent green time finesse in the game. Arguably even too cheap when you compare to Dembele and Mbappe. Low drone finesse, try that, man. last but not least, we have the strikers, man. So we have Ekiteke's card, Joao Pedro's special card as well, but I'm gonna go for this at the moment. Beyond Mateta, I'll cover everyone. Mateta, very, very fun card. Do use him if it's still out. Ekiteke Goal, I don't really like him that much. Even though he's one of the most used starters, I just don't like his body type that much. A bit stiff. I prefer Kolo Muani and Chiesa. I'm surprised to see Haaland fall so much, man. I think the 3-star is not an indictment. You slap a Hunter and you can cook with that 97 finishing with low driven plus. The Team of the Week and POTM versions of him are worth a shot if you thoroughly enjoy his goal, but I think his goal is just the best value. On the other hand, I never really like Isaac's super lanky kind of body type as well. Although the finesse shot with 89 shooting, not many over here, man. I just realized Liverpool will have 2 of these players, so pretty cool. For cheap, I'd go for Omar Marmoush though. He's come down a lot in price. I think it's 3k right now or something, 3 or 4k. Great pace, finishing, dribbling stats. Russo with that precision header. She links to the Arsenal Arnold woman, and also has great finishing at 93-100, but most people will go for Marmoush over here. Just the easiest to use. I think beyond him, probably Haaland is fine as well. Ratings reload, Ekiteke is a big step up from his goal card, just take note, especially in the shooting a +6, you know. Gyokeres, however, is a problem with the enforcer playstyle. If you know how to pause in the box, turn properly, shield properly, you play him with another striker like a bit of a dribbling striker like Claudia Pena, and you're gonna cook a lot, man, especially with that double plus advance forward. And for strikers, I'd go for Kolo Muani or Chiesa, play him slot, Marmoush for value, or Haaland, and definitely Gyokeres, who I'm getting it wrong over here. He's probably half the price right now. Bear with the dynamic pricing, it's never ever that accurate. And we'll go to the budget meta teams right now. So on starter teams, this is one of the cheapest that you can go for. I think it's about 50k. Marmoush, no brainer over there for your striker. Use Reiten and James for the wingers. We use Cuthbert, who has this ping pass playstyle plus that is pretty immaculate and handy if you can utilize it well. Then we have Xavi Simons, Tonali in the box-to-box role. Strong linking him is Vicario, Udogi. You have 88 pace Lacroix at the back, plus Gurma with that jockey playstyle plus, with Diogo Dalot on right back. And for 100k squad, we have Marmoush as well. We upgrade the attacking mid to Odegaard because that incisive pass will create plenty of chances. We have Mbeumo replacing Lauren James, as Lauren James can feel a bit blocky at times, and Mbeumo is just a lot more rapid and usable in that. We also take the opportunity to upgrade with our coins Van de Ven with that alarmingly good pace and that slight step up versus Lacroix in the previous slide. I think you can substitute him with Hincapie if you like. Then we have Mamadashvili and Kirkes for fullback. Nothing changed except for Carpenter on the right back situation, although you could argue that you could use her for links as well in the cheap squad. Then we have Caicedo, who has some amazing playstyles that we just discussed. Moving on from there, 250k team, so a little bit more serious. We have Gyokeres with that enforcer playstyle, Oscar Bobb to replace Brian Mbeumo. Nothing changed in the midfield as well, but we're taking the funds to meaningfully upgrade with Mariona, who's just a workhorse and an attacking masterclass in her own regard. Then we have Hincapie and Van de Ven covering the left flank with Gurma and Carpenter on the right. And then for the next monumental change, we will pay 50k to do Donnarumma because that guy is just a game saver. Then on the 600k team, 500k but with some allowance, we have Mo Salah. I think probably the best right mid in the game, right wing inside forward, other than Dembele if he can play right wing. We then upgrade Caicedo to Kim Little's special card because this press proven playstyle is very handy and will give you a little bit of pause and patience in the midfield so that you don't turn over too fast. Then we upgrade Odegaard meaningfully with Florian Wirtz. His goal card is very strong with strong passing, dribbling, and an incisive pass that will open up spaces and chances for Reiten, Gyokeres, and Salah on the attacking front. No change for the back four. And then with the million coins mark, we will upgrade Gyokeres to Khadija Shaw with that low driven. She's a little clunky, but as a physical striker, I do believe that low driven plus will reap more rewards and benefits over Gyokeres' enforcer playstyle. Then we have the +3 in the pace Caicedo with some other pluses. This Team of the Week card is pretty awesome. A shame about the playstyle plus, but beyond that, I think what more can you want from a center defensive mid at this stage in the game? Then we really go and improve him on the back line. We have Cucurella and Bronze with that jockey playstyle on the right back position. I've taken liberty to upgrade Van de Ven with Leny Yoro. This is a little bit controversial, but I do believe his playstyles that soft anticipate. This card will go up in price in my opinion. French links as well really reminds me of Rafael Varane. Then of course we have Cucurella, so you're really investing a lot in your defense here. You can also kind of get rid of Grama and put Van de Ven, but it's really more of your choice. Do you want a center back with jockey, or do you want a center back who has better recovery pace? And that's that for the end of the video. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. And if you support the channel, if you like the content, if you don't want to miss out on future videos, then click the subscribe button. It helps a lot with the channel and the algorithm, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.